everyone. Sorry about that. Came on faster than I thought. I was like, wow, that intro finished fast. But hey, everyone, it's Stacy again on Pillow Talk Unplug. I will say, bear with me tonight. I am definitely under the weather. So I have all the runny nose and just the sneezing and stuff. So bear with me tonight, but the show must go on. I have a very special guest tonight on with us, which is so special to me. She gets to share her story with me about what happens when psoriasis takes over and it impacts your life in such a great way, which I, for one, did not know that this condition can have more to it. So I can't wait for us to unfold and get into this. But first, I'd just like to let you know I am the owner of Sashel Essence Spa. I'm located in Hampton. So if you ever want to come check me out, or if you're in the 757, please stop by and come and check me out. I have all types of services, and you can log on to my website, which is www.sashelessence.com. All right, so no further ado, I am going to bring her on so we can go ahead and get this show started. Hey, love.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so sorry. Listen, tonight is an off-guard night for me because I'm not feeling well, but we're going to get through this tonight. All right, so I just want you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shayna, and me and Stacy are family. We've known each other forever, best friends. I love her to death.
Yes.
You need to know where I'm from?
Good. Well, say where you're from, dear.
Jersey. I'm from New Jersey.
Good. I'm telling you, do I feel like I'm lagging on your end, or is it good connection for you?
No, I have a decent connection.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure because I've always got something going on. All right, so let's get started. So yes, me and Shane have been friends for over 20 plus years, right?
Yeah.
20 plus years, and we did a thing here. So here's our thing that we did. We had our children. She had her son on the same day as my son, but they're a year apart. Her son is older. Mm-hmm. And then, so now they share a birthday the same day. Then 11 years later, she decided, I'm going to have myself another baby, a little girl. And ended up having her by at least 2 days, because your baby is born on the 3rd. And my baby, the 2nd, and my baby is on the 5th. I mean, they missed each other by 3 days. That's why I think we're best friends for life, because there's no way we went all these years and we still almost did it again.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm so thankful that you're here tonight to share this story about basically what happened to you during your psoriasis journey. And me, I was blinded to the fact, and maybe I could say a little bit ignorant to it, because I thought it was just a skin disorder. I didn't think it was anything that would cause like a big impact in someone's life. So I want to be able to get you to share with me when you first, because I don't remember you having, when we were going to school together and growing up, I don't remember you having psoriasis.
No, I didn't have it. And, growing up as a child, I didn't get it until my adult years.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 2012, 2013 is when I first realized that I had it. I had a little patch that I thought was maybe like a dry skin patch. So me doing this, it was getting bigger. So I went to the doctors and I said, hey, I think I have psoriasis. So he checked me out, looked it up, and he said, you do. I said, okay, so what can we do from here? So he gave me that T-gel shampoo. He prescribed me for that, because at first it was just this patch. But a few days later, I woke up and it was literally my whole head, my scalp, my eyebrows, my face, my ears, and then it just worked its way to the rest of my body. Like it took over. took over.
Wow, that is crazy. So when you had your first initial outbreak, what happened? Because I do remember seeing you. I know that you had it all over your legs. I remember. But
Hmm.
what happened when you had your first breakout?
Well, it just patches. I ended up with patches all over me,
Mm-hmm.
very itchy, very uncomfortable. It just wasn't, the medicine that they were giving me wasn't working. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually they prescribed me an infusion,
Mm-hmm.
which finds out I'm allergic to. I had an allergic reaction to it, so I had to stop that medication, and
Oh,
they put me on Humira. And
okay.
Humira worked for a long time. It cleared me up. I would say maybe about 90% of clearance I had pretty clear. And after a while, it stopped working. Like, I guess my body got immune to it, adjusted to the medication, and what I had left wouldn't go nowhere. Like, it wouldn't get worse again. It just wouldn't go nowhere. It wouldn't finish disappearing. So they switched my medication to what I am currently on, which is called Skyrizi. But it's working pretty good. I mean, it's
Right.
not as bad. I still have it a little bit, but it's not, as you can see, my arms and stuff are pretty clear. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm doing okay now on the Skyrizi. It's doing pretty good.
Okay, well that's pretty good because I'm pretty sure. So when you had that allergic reaction, what happened when you had the allergic reaction to the medication? What happened?
So the first medication, I was sitting in a chair, I was on the IV, and all of a sudden I just started itching right here. So
Mm-hmm.
me thinking nothing of it, I'm just scratching. The nurse noticed and she came over and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little itch right here." So she looked and my whole chest was broken out in hives. And immediately she cut the IV off and she said, "You're having an allergic reaction to the medication." So I didn't know I was even allergic to it. So it was the first time it
Wow.
ever happened to me.
Well, I'm glad it was just hives and not anything serious because sometimes those medications can have an adverse effect and it can really almost take you out of here.
Yeah,
So,
well, I think if she wouldn't have noticed me itching so
mhm.
bad at first, if she would have just brushed it off and let me continue with the medication, it probably would have done something worse than just the hives. I don't know, because again, this at the time that was a new medication to me. I've never heard of it,
Uh-huh.
and so. But now I know I can't take it.
Wow, that is something. So so after you had the medication, how long does it last before you have to get another infusion?
Well, I couldn't do the infusions no more after I had the
Mhm.
allergic reaction. So when I was put on the Humira is a self-injectable. They send you like they call it a pen, but it's
Mhm.
like a needle inside this little contraption, and I have to stick myself with it. When you first start it, it's two starter doses. So
Mhm.
it's you get the first dose, excuse me, and then after the first dose is 4 weeks after you take the second dose, and
Mhm.
then after that it's every 12 weeks. So it's basically 3 times a year.
Okay. Do it have any effects on you? Do it make you feel sick or do you have
Um,
any? Mhm.
Amazingly, no. Now there are side effects to the medications, and the one main one that they were kept bringing up to me was that it could cause lymphatic cancer. But
Mhm.
with regular um lab work, everything is fine. Like amazingly, I don't have issues when it comes to taking medications.
Mhm.
So that's why when I had that allergic reaction, I was surprised by it because I'm like, normally I do fine with any medication that the doctor prescribes, but
Mhm.
with these medications now, I'm fine.
You're okay. Well, that's pretty good to know. Like I said, I did not know that psoriasis can really take a toll on you. Now, I know right now my son, he has some things here and I could see it in his eyebrows. So I'm wondering if that's an initial sign to get him checked out because it may be psoriasis developing.
Yeah, I mean, it's no harm in asking a doctor. You know, it's better safe than sorry.
Right.
It's no harm in checking out and seeing. Let the doctor tell you. Now, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional,
Right.
medical field or any of that. But I can just go based off of my experience. And I thought the same thing when I seen the first little patch. I'm like, it's dry skin. Let me scratch it out. I'll go wash my hair later.
Mhm.
The next day, it was a little bigger. So I'm like, something's not right.
Mhm.
Did a little research, and you know me, being the person I am, Stacey. You know how I am. I I googled, and Google said it's psoriasis. So I said, okay, let me go to the doctor and tell the doctor that I have psoriasis. And he looked it up and he did his exam and he said, "You're right. How did you know?" I said, "Google." Google tells me everything that I don't know. So
So you
yeah,
so you basically diagnosed yourself and was right this
yeah,
time because I know how I am. And Google has put me in many situations, okay? I'm telling
yes.
you, I've definitely put myself in some freakish situations depending on diagnosing myself as if I was a doctor. Okay.
Yes, I know. I know.
You know me well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so excuse me, and my throat is dry. Please bear with me tonight. So this is another thing I wanted to ask you. When you do it ever affect you to where if you do get an outbreak you can't work or you can't?
Um, I mean, I've had that moment, but I was already out on maternity leave. So, what happened after I had when I first found out that I was pregnant with my daughter,
Uh-huh.
um, I talked to my doctor and we talked about it, and I'm on the Skyrizi, but they don't know how it would affect the baby. So
Okay.
at the time, I said I don't want to take it. I'm not going to take the medicine until after I have the baby.
Oh.
9, 10 months go by.
Mhm.
After I had my daughter, I think she was all of 2 weeks, 3 weeks old, three maybe a month. I was home. I went to the store with her, and I was coming back to go in the house, and I couldn't lift my leg up to the step, and I fell. I fell with my daughter in my hand. I'm
Wow.
sorry, it's emotional.
No, it's okay. That's what it is. Unplug. It's unplug.
I
Unplug.
know, but I don't.
I feel
So
poor thing. It's okay.
yeah. So I called my mom and I said, "Listen, I need you to take me to the emergency room because my leg is swollen and I fell with her in my arms." So I went to the hospital. I went in with one swollen leg.
Hmm.
They kept me overnight. I
Hmm.
woke up, my entire body was swollen from head to toe. Talking about
Wait.
now, mind you, I'm a plus size girl already. I'm a
Right.
plus, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine I just look like a marshmallow, like the Michelin tire guy or something, like bloated everywhere because my psoriasis flared up from me not taking my medication for 9 months. It was horrible.
So that's okay. So wait a minute. So having because of I did not know psoriasis can really do that to you.
Neither
Like
did I.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was ignorant to it because I thought it was just a surface thing, a surface skin issue. I didn't think it could really impact you that way. So, how old was your baby at that time when you had that accident?
Probably about a month. She was a month old.
Oh my! And so you couldn't get your leg to go up the stairs.
Yeah, I couldn't bend my leg. Like I couldn't bend it to lift it high enough to get it over the step, to step on the step. So I basically missed the step and I fell forward with her in my arms, like on
Oh
the steps. So
wow! And you could not. So did you? You didn't think it was due to your psoriasis. You just thought maybe.
no, I actually I didn't know what was going on. Like,
Oh.
cause every every now and then my my leg will swell up like that. It will swell a little bit every now and then. Um, but that particular day, it was really bad. So I said, well, let me try to just walk this off, try to maybe walk out, walk some of the swelling down. So I walked across the street with my daughter. I came back, leg was super stiff. I could barely move it. And I said, I got to get in the house so I can sit down and call my mom.
Oh,
And I tripped and I fell and it was like, no, I had to lay there. I got up so fast. You'd be surprised at how fast my big behind got up off them steps and hopped my behind up them steps with this one good leg into the house to check my baby out. That's all I wasn't even worried about me at the time. It was my baby. I wanted to make sure she was okay. You
yeah,
know.
because that's mother's instinct. I mean, as moms, you go with that very moment, you go into go mode like, wait, what happened? I got to get the baby together because you're thinking something may have happened to her. So
Mhm.
so when you fell on top of her or you were
Yeah,
just,
I was holding her like this in my arms, and I fell forward on the step. So I mean, she was. I had her because October is cold. At that time, it was cold, so I had her bundled up, well packed, and cushioned and everything. But
right.
in my mind, I was still like, crap. I fell on my baby on the step. All this fell on my little baby. Like I had to check her first. Like I wasn't even concerned with me. And I went to school for a little bit, so I kind of have a little knowledge. So I'm checking her down, making sure she's good, and then I called my mom and I said, I need you to take me to the hospital. You know,
Right.
and she
Oh,
came and took me.
and
And
once you got there, what happened?
well, because of the swelling, they were assuming that I had like maybe may have had some clots in my legs, but thank God that came back clear, no
Mhm.
clots. But they wanted to keep me overnight. Now, when I woke up the next morning, like I said, my whole entire body was swollen, where they had to use, excuse me, they had to use ultrasound things to find my veins. To the IVs wouldn't stay in my veins because I was so swollen. It would just pop it right back out. Like this, my skin was peeling from every everywhere. Like it was, I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was hurt. I
Right.
was sad. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. It's okay. I get it. This is a very hurtful situation because nobody really knows that it has a toll on you. It affected you mentally and emotionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And some people don't know that these are the things, these different ailments that we go through, they affect us in a great way. And it's so bad because it's like, why do I have to go through this?
yeah,
So
yeah,
tonight, by you coming on this show, is helping someone else that may be going through the same thing that you're going through. And I don't mean to take you to an emotional place, but I'm so grateful that you were able to share your story because how many other people really have went through this, And it's
yeah.
how old is your daughter now?
6.
And to remember that, and it still has an impact on you, that really
and
hurt you. Hmm.
and you know what? It's crazy because
Hmm.
I could talk about that so many times and not get emotional about it. But first, I don't know why tonight. I guess maybe because I don't know. I don't
It's
know, Stacey. You
okay.
know how my mind is. You know I'm crazy.
But we're friends. That's what best friends do.
Yes,
Bring it up out of each
yes.
other. You feel safe on unplug, but it's okay, honey. Because listen, I was sitting here like, should I cancel my show? I'm so sick, but I was like, nope. I'm gonna get on and excuse me and make sure we get through this. But it's okay. Please don't feel any kind of way. Release it because sometimes we need that. Who's to say that wasn't in you that very moment to say, I didn't have anybody to talk to about this, what I was feeling. So if you don't mind sharing, after they kept you overnight in the hospital, what were they looking for? What? Because I know the hospital take you through a series of things to get
Yeah.
to the point.
Well, they were basically they. It seemed to me like they were really more concerned with clots, making sure that I didn't have any clots, And when all of that testing came back, every other test that they gave me came back negative and clear and all of that. They just finalized it down to it's an outbreak of my psoriasis because they brought in my dermatologist. They brought him in and
Okay.
he checked me out. And because I was so swollen, my skin was peeling from every freaking area. And he came in and he said, "This is an outbreak." He said, "From not taking your medication during the time of your pregnancy." That's
Oh,
that's what this is. He said, "You're having a flare up." That's what it was. So
right.
he put he put me on a very very strong steroid.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was in there
Mm.
probably for almost a month.
Behind
Almost
the
a month.
scenes because
Yeah,
of this?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Almost a month. And then when they gave me that really, oh girl, you should have seen that pill. It was like a horse pill. How? I'm like, can we cut this in half? And
Right.
they're like, no, you have to take it whole. Girl,
Wow.
who is swallowing the I can't. So
Right.
but I
Okay.
managed.
Because I know how
Took
you are with
that.
medication.
Yes. Well, being in the hospital, I was forced to take it. So, and in the situation that I was in, I was willing to take whatever amount of medication that they wanted me to take because I just wanted it to go away. I wanted to get home to my baby.
Right.
I feel like I missed those days, those times when she was that small. Because
Uh-huh.
once they turn like 2, 3 months, 4 months, to me, it's like, okay, the excitement of having a new baby is over. Now it's time to really put on your mommy pants and let's get to work, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
I was missing all that time where I could have been nuzzling her and sniffing her and smelling her and just loving on my new baby.
Um,
But
mhm.
when they gave me that steroid, I'd probably say within 2 days the swelling went down,
Good.
and within I probably was there for another week before I had cleared all up, and they sent me home. But I couldn't stay on that medication because um, it affects your liver on long term use.
Um,
So, because I said, well, can I take this? I will take this big old horse pill every day
mhm.
or every month or whatever the duration to keep this psoriasis away.
Mhm.
Over sticking myself with a needle because you know how paranoid I feel of needles. You know how I get with the needle.
Right. Right.
But she gave me the one doctor that was there gave me the ultimatum of living with the psoriasis or living on dialysis. I said, what? What do you mean?
Right. Because like that's the
How are
that's
you getting the dialysis from having psoriasis? She's like, because that particular pill, I wish I knew the name of it, but I can't remember. It starts with a C, but I can't remember it.
mhm.
She said that particular medication for long term use, it affects your liver. And it'll eventually like start affecting other organs and stuff. So I was like, okay, no, no. I'm good with the time that I had with it. Now it's back to the injectables.
Right. So with that time, and if this makes you uncomfortable, let me know. But with that time that the baby that you had to be in the hospital for the month, okay, so you had your family to help you with the baby.
Yeah, yeah.
So what were you going through at that very moment, not being able to were you nursing or was she on regular because I know
No, she
that's
was on. She was on regular bottles.
a bottle.
I,
Okay,
I
so
don't-
how did you feel? How did you feel, Shayna, just being away from her for a month? I mean, I can't even be away from my kids. They older now, and I still be having anxiety. So how did you feel?
I it was a whirlwind of emotions.
Uh huh.
Not good emotions, but you know, just loneliness, and I wanted to be with my baby. I didn't want to be in no hospital. I wanted
Right.
to be with my kid. Now, my mom brought her. My mom brought her up
Mhm.
just about every day. Her and my sister, they brought her up just about every day. But what I didn't realize about this psoriasis at that time was how it affected me mentally.
Oh.
I wanted to be with my baby, but when my mom brought, like, I didn't want nobody there. I didn't want nobody to see me the way I was looking because it wasn't as pretty as this, you know.
Oh. Right.
you know,
Right.
so
Right.
like, I was, and I already have depression, so having a baby, I get hit with the postpartum because I had it with my son.
Mhm.
But having a baby, I got hit with my normal. I call it my normal postpartum. And then when that situation happened, it took it to a whole nother level. Like I felt like if I didn't know what rock bottom meant or what
Mhm.
it was, I think I found out. Like I felt like I hit rock bottom. Like I was blown up from head to toe. Every piece of I'm leaving pieces of me everywhere I go. Like I couldn't be with my kids. I couldn't be with my family. I'm stuck in a hospital. I'm
Mhm.
questioning why I'm stuck with this mess.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, it was, let me see what I had Munchie 6 years ago
Mhm.
in 2017.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2017. My dad died 4 years before that in
Mhm.
2013.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm already depressed from that and grieving that. So now I'm feeling even worse because I didn't have him.
Mhm.
I didn't have my dad there.
Wow. So
Like
yeah.
it was hard. It
I
was hard, and I never thought that psoriasis can do this to a person. Now it may not do it to everybody, because everybody's different.
Mhm.
Everybody takes to things differently. But for me, me being the emotional person that I am, my
Mhm.
emotions can sometimes go awry. And being depressed is just crazy stuff flares up, and I get like this, and I don't want to, be
Mhm.
on here crying and everything because I
Well,
had the ugliest cry face.
no, no, it's okay. You know why? Because again, we have these things that we deal with, and people don't know that society made us believe that we're not supposed to have these things. We're supposed to have smooth skin, body of a Barbie, different things
Oh,
that the world make us feel like we're supposed to. So when these things that happen that are natural causes to health, because it's hereditary, or it may have happened because someone down the line may have had it before, and it trickles down. It's a
mm,
health issue that trickles down because maybe someone in your family, like I said, had it. Now all of a sudden you become the monster. Oh my God, I feel like and it becomes a thing where it starts to mentally affect you because you feel like it's not normal. When in all actuality, it's not a normal thing to have, but there are a such thing as diseases. They happen because it's hereditary.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and
So,
it's crazy because
hmm
psoriasis is an autoimmune disease. It's like my immune system sees my skin as a foreign substance. So
right.
it tries to attack my skin. That's where when you see the patches, the scaly patches, that's that's my immune system attacking my skin.
Right.
Now, they don't know why. They don't know why it happens or what the cause of it is, but unfortunately, this is my life. I've had to readjust a lot because I used to have nice skin, soft, smooth baby skin. I loved my skin. Don't get me wrong, I still love my skin. I will always love my skin. I will always love me and the
Right.
skin that I'm in. It's just like with everything, you get frustrated sometimes with it. Like when your car starts to act up, you get mad at your car.
Mm-hmm.
When something goes wrong at your job, you're upset with that. When your kids are getting on your nerves, it's just like that. I'm
Right.
okay with my skin, but when I get these flares, it makes me angry. Like,
I know.
but it's life. I have to live with it now.
And I feel so bad. I want to know, like, what determined? Oh, and Travita is on. Hey,
Ooh,
Travita.
should have not called her that.
Oh, sorry. It's on the thing.
I
Hi,
know.
T.
See,
No, it's not. Oh my God, you got me crying now. Oh, that's what sisters do. I'm so sorry, T. But she's on. They would have saw her name anyway.
uh-huh.
I wanted to know what made the doctors determine that you had to be in there a whole entire month. Did you start having other complications that kept you there?
No, it's just they just couldn't figure out what was going on. They couldn't figure out how I started with one swollen leg and ended up with an entire swollen body.
Uh,
They so they running tests, taking their time with the test. They'll run one test and then I gotta wait 2 or 3 days for the result. And then them 2 or 3 days turns into 2 or 3 weeks, and before I know it, I'm in there for a whole month. Like,
I cannot believe that. And so when
yeah.
the baby was coming up to see you and your family and everything, and T said, "Oh my God, you said my." I'm so sorry too. She said too late. I'm so sorry.
I
So
told her she can't be mad when that's what she has posted up there.
I know it's okay. Well, T said that. Thank you for coming to watch and everything. So once the baby and your mom was bringing the baby and everything to come and see you, what happened? You said you didn't want anyone to see you or anything. Like, what was going through your mind at that time when they would leave?
Just a whole bunch of negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm gonna try to keep it PG. Just a whole bunch of negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts. I
You
get
know.
it. And I just hate that you had to go through that and they kept you for so long because after a while of not being able to see your family as mothers, we want to make sure our kids are okay. So being away from them is like, what are they doing? Is everything okay? Are they getting up for school? And this is a time where your son probably was in school. And
Yeah.
even though you had the support, it's still not like mommy, you know?
Mhm. Yep.
So I want to ask you, when you finally got out for that long month, how long did it take you to adjust back to okay, did you feel any pain? Did you have a difficult time adjusting?
No, I just went right back to what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Went back to taking care of my kids and being a mom. That's all I could do. I can't dwell on this any longer than a situation allows me. And because if I dwell on it too long, I'm gonna be a whole wreck. And if I'm gonna be no good to myself, so if I'm no good to myself, I can't be good to my children. You know.
Right.
So
That is
hi, I see Ming came on.
yes. Oh, and let me tell you, let's give her birthday shout out for tomorrow. Hey, Ming.
Yes,
Yep.
happy
So her
birthday.
birthday's here, but I think she got a bigger birthday gift. She got her little bundle of joy. And
Yes.
it's so cute. I'm telling you. And he's a mister. He's a mister for real. He
I
plays
know.
no
I can't
games.
wait till I can come see him.
Yep. She said, hey. And T said, happy birthday. She said, hey, Shayna. And then
Hey, babe.
T said, happy birthday. Um, so yeah, so tomorrow's her birthday. She got her bundle of joy. I think that's a big birthday gift. And a
Best birthday gift ever.
everything.
Yes.
So
Best gift ever.
so when so after you did that, like how often do you actually get the break so do you get any more flare ups now that you're on the
As
medication?
long
Go
Well,
ahead.
I just had a little flare, just a minor one where it came back in my eyebrows. Like I'm still trying to get rid of it now. There's still some remnants of it. Because my negligence, I needed to get blood work done, and I took forever getting the blood work done, which entailed caused me to not have my medication for some time.
Mm.
So, but I have it now. I've taken it. I'm coming clearing up again. I'm starting to feel a little better because it was starting to get to me again. But yeah,
That's so wonderful. So when you actually have the breakouts, and if it starts in your eyebrows, I know a girlfriend of mine says that she really don't get services around that time, like anything we do for our own hygiene, because it just gets in the way. Do you still get your stuff done, like your eyebrows and stuff done, or any like feet
I don't
done,
know
anything
if you
like
can see it,
that?
but I kind of just had them done not too long ago, probably
Mm-hmm.
like a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And I still have, a couple little patches in my eyebrow. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to stop me from getting my eyebrows done. I've been going to the same people for so many years. They know me by now. They know it's not like psoriasis is not a contagious thing. It's
Right.
it's it's not even a disease or an illness. It's a condition.
Right.
It's not contagious. You can't. If I scratch and a couple flakes happen to touch you, you're not going to catch it like that. So they know that. So it doesn't bother. When I first got it, I had it all over my hands, and I
Mm-hmm.
go to this my nail lady. I have been going to this same lady since I was 14. I'm
Mm-hmm.
38 now.
Right.
So imagine,
Yeah, that's loyalty.
yeah, she does a fantastic job on my nails.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she knows about it. She's seen the psoriasis on my hands. She's asked me questions. Anybody who's seen me with it, if you want to know, ask me a question. I don't have a problem telling you. I don't have a problem talking about it. I'll let you know. Now, I'm not a doctor, so anything I say, you can't quote me in the medical sense, but
Right.
I know from my experience and what I have looked up over the time of having it. So I
Mm-hmm.
can, but you learn something new every day. So every day you can find out something new about psoriasis and, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
So,
anything.
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Whenever you had a breakout and you're in public, do it stop you from going out and handling your everyday routine? Do you have to dress a certain way because you're afraid of anyone looking and judging? Did you ever have that?
I did when I first got it. I used to work at this homeless shelter called Frank's Place,
Mm-hmm.
and in the summertime, now it used to be hot, like hot, hell hot. Okay, and I'm walking around with long sleeves and jeans and a scarf that covered half my eyeballs. Okay, because I didn't want none of this to be seen. It was all everything. Like the only thing that was exposed was my hands. That was it. Nothing else. I wore long sleeves everywhere I went and jeans everywhere I went. That's when I first got it. After some years,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I got to the point where F it. Why should I care?
Mm-hmm.
What other people think. This is something that I have to deal with, that I have to live with. I might as well have fun. So now I'll throw on the shorts, the halter tops, the sleeveless shirts. You can, like, I still have scars from these patches, and there are still some areas on my legs that haven't fully cleared up. But throw some lotion on that bad boy, and I'm out the door. Like, I don't care. Like, if you see it and you're staring at it, wondering, well, what is that? Just say something.
Mm-hmm.
That way it won't be no problem. That way I won't have an attitude about it. You know, Ask me, hey, what's up? What's up? What happened to your leg? What is that? And I'll
Mm-hmm.
let you know. Oh, I got psoriasis. Don't worry, it's not contagious. It's a skin condition. I got psoriasis. is I tell people is it's like eczema, but not eczema. You know, because eczema is a more common thing. Everybody knows about eczema. Not too many people know about psoriasis. You know,
Yeah.
so I tell them it's like eczema, but it's not. You know, because with eczema you get the patch and you scratch and it's itchy, very itchy. It can disrupt your life. Same
Right.
thing with psoriasis. You get these patches. It's very itchy and it can disrupt your life. The only difference is maybe eczema will hit in certain areas like your elbows, your knees, maybe on the neck, you know, things like that. Maybe your hands. But psoriasis takes everything from
Wow.
head to toe, you know, head to toe. And it's not fun. It hurts when the patches get dry, they crack, and it can bleed. It can lead to, if you don't take care of it, it can lead to infections, extra sores, you know, things like that. Like it's crazy. It can really do a number on you. I'm sorry, my psoriasis is itching. If you see me scratching my head, it's that. I'm sorry.
No, you're
But
fine. No, because I get it. So you said that it's painful. I didn't think that it was a painful thing. Like, do you take any medication for the pain if it gets too bad?
well, no, the thing when I say that it was painful, it was when I first got it, when I first had it.
Uh-huh.
Um, they were giving me topical like creams and ointments. This
Right.
was before any injectable, any infusion, excuse me, any of that. They were giving me topical ointment, which weren't working. It was they were like steroids, but they were very minimal and it wasn't doing anything. So when the psoriasis would like in the joints, so like between my fingers, between like the back of my knees, in between my elbows, if it got dried, it would crack and split open. You know, like how when your lips get chapped and you go to smile and you bust that right in the middle, that's
Right.
how it is.
Oh,
You know, that's how it was. So you have to keep it moisturized. Like, you know, but it's almost like a you can't win for losing, you can't lose for winning, or however that saying goes,
right.
because you gotta keep it dry because it dries it out, but then you gotta keep it moisturized so it doesn't crack and bleed on you. You know, and it
Ah,
was so many different things. People would tell me, go to the beach and get in the water. The sea salt will do it some justice. The sea salt and the sun will help. I don't like the beach, the sand. I don't like all that. You know,
right.
but here I am at the beach in the water on getting these legs tanned, like, and it's still nothing. Like, you know, so
Right.
I've
Right.
done many different things before coming to being on Skyrizi and being 98, 95% clear. You know, I
Wow.
still have it in my scalp, and my scalp is always very itchy. But
Uh-huh.
you know, sometimes it's embarrassing because you scratch, and then people, because it's in your hair, people think, "Oh, she don't wash her hair. She got mad dandruff. Look at that." But it's not dandruff. It's my psoriasis. You know,
It's
gotta dust it off every now and then. But it is what it is. You know, I try to find humor in it to keep from. You know how they say you laugh to keep from crying.
right.
You know, so
Right. That is such an amazing thing. And I'm so happy that you found a way to cope with it because what you have been through is definitely, I don't know where I would be if that was me. Okay. I'd probably be sitting there like, I am stressed out. I can't deal with this. Life is just over because I cannot
listen,
take any little illness has me like,
I
I'm
know,
you know
I
me.
know, yes,
So
very.
so I'm thinking to myself, with all of this that you had to go through, are you afraid that this is? So I want to ask you first, before I get to that question: is it something that you developed on your own, or is it hereditary? Because I don't never remember. I don't remember your mom having it either.
No, my mom doesn't have it. You
Mm.
know, no offense
Or
because
your dad,
I'm half white, but my
right?
mom's white. She doesn't have any. of these
Right.
issues. I love you. Um, but my dad, I never thought like he had dry skin, but
Hmm.
he was on a lot of meds. He was sick as as I got older. He got sicker, So the amount of medication that he was on would dry his skin out. Excuse me. So that's all I thought it was. But years after he passed, then I realized my mom said, "Well, he had psoriasis too." I said, "Well, I thought he had eczema." you
Oh.
know. But my mom said no, he had psoriasis. That's he had it on his elbows and knees. That's it.
Oh. So that's where you inherited from. You think your father.
So so then if he only had it on his elbows and knees, how in the world did I get it through my whole entire body?
Mm.
You know,
Right.
and, but I was told that stress plays a key in
Hmm.
its spreading and getting and like I said, I'm an emotional person, so stress
Hmm.
is very high.
Hmm.
But on this medication, I'm well controlled. That's that's all I can be thankful for
That's
with
so
it.
wonderful. I'm so glad because I'm thinking, like, where did she get that from? Because, like I said, when we
I,
were coming up, I did not see any psoriasis. So I was just wondering where this could have transpired
yeah.
from. So, are you concerned about your children having it? Are you seeing anything that could maybe indicate that this is something they may have later on?
No,
No.
they're fine. They still have beautiful skin.
Hmm.
You know.
Okay. And in this case, if say for instance this is something that may affect them, because it skips generations, so they may not even have an effect on it. But if
Mhm.
so, um, you would probably be more knowledgeable at that point with going with your own having your own
Oh
experience
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, I'll be well prepared for it. They'll be all right. They won't have to go through what I went through because I didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But now that I've gone through it and still going through it, if by any chance that they end up with it, they'll be all right. I have a dermatologist. Take them straight to my dermatologist, get them hooked up with whatever meds they need, and
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, and they'll be fine. It's not like I don't want to. I don't want to sound insensitive, but it's not like having a major health issue. Something that can threaten your life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's just a skin issue, and with the right um, what's the word? With like the right medical guidance
Mm-hmm.
and medications and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's you can be live with it forever. You'll be fine. I
Right.
am, you know,
And
and
you're
I've
doing
had it
it.
for over 13 years, 13, 14 years. I've
Wow.
had it for.
I never thought. I know the first time when you brung your daughter to meet me, and I finally got a chance to meet her, that's when I seen that you had it. And I was like, oh, so she has psoriasis. But I call myself trying to be the natural healer. I'm like, here, take this body
Yeah,
therapy. Take it. And honey, I was just sure it was just going to fix the issue because I just not want to
yeah,
spend going through it.
yeah. And I've used all your remedies. Unfortunately, they did not cure me, but they did help with it not cracking and bleeding on me. They did keep me well moisturized.
Well, that's a
Well
good.
moisturized.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad because I love when my products kind of help. And I tell people that it's not a cure, it's to help maintain it. And if it's
Yeah.
something that can be a regimen to help you not have this issue again, then I'm all for it. Please use Sexual Essence till it's just no more. But I'm
Hmm.
just like, it is a good product if you give it a chance. So I'm glad that it did have some effect for you to kind of help you get through some
Yeah.
of whatever your when you have your outbreak, or how can I put it, because I wouldn't want to say outbreak, that sounds
A
so
flare up.
a flare up, that's
I
what it
mean, it ain't no other way to put it. Outbreak, flare up. I mean, we don't want to just sound like an STD or anything. You're having an
right.
outbreak, but That's what it is. Unfortunately, that's a common word, and it's
Right.
used for other things than describing an STD outbreak.
Right. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh my, this is definitely, I'm so glad that we had a chance to talk about this because, like I said, there's somebody else that may be going through it that did not know that this, if you're not getting it checked out and you're just letting it sit, no, go get it checked out because you might have a deeper issue. Like now,
Yeah.
by you telling me this, even though we are best friends, I didn't know the traumatic amount of stress this brought on you, my dear. So
Well,
now,
I keep a lot of things to myself. I don't like to burden other people or feel like I'm
right,
burdening other people with my issues and my
I know
craziness. So.
always been that way, but I'm like, no, we need to know because that's what friends are for. And now you're teaching me, and I'm like, let me go. Now you know where me and Doron's going, right?
Hmm.
On the first thing to
Yeah,
the doctor.
yeah. Because if you see anything that
Mhm.
you think could be just, oh, it's just regular dry skin. Let me just up my moisturizer game. No, go to the doctor and find out. It's no harm in asking the doctor, hey, can you check this out and see if this is psoriasis or any other skin condition that, can cause that, and just get it checked out. It's better safe than sorry because if you wait and then it gets really bad
Mhm.
and then you go, like it's a lot. It takes a lot longer to get clear than it
Mhm.
is to prevent it from spreading. If
Right.
that makes any sense.
You're right
So,
about that. I love it. And Tamara said, it's your testimony, sis. I love her. This is one of my
oh,
sisters.
thank you.
She also got a cute baby. Oh my God, girl. Her baby's so cute. And he's another mister. Oh, he's another mister. He's another mister. I'm telling you, he's so cute. And I'm gonna have her. Oh my God, I can't wait till you
Oh,
guys
thank you.
see her on my next show. But she's always supported my show since day one. I love her. And she said, and you're very knowledgeable. Very. That's what I was shocked myself tomorrow. I was
But
like,
listen,
oh, she
like I said,
knows.
I'm going to say it again. I am not a doctor. Hell, I'm not even a nurse. I used to be a medical assistant, but my certification expired. So I am not in the medical field. Do not medically quote me on anything that I have said tonight. The best way to find out is to just Google it or ask your doctor. Even if you don't have it and you want to know about it, you're a little more curious about it or whatever,
Mhm.
just ask the doctor or Google it. WebMD, anything. The internet is a vast universe, space, or whatever you want to call it, of information. Some may be true, some may not be, but you can decipher for yourself. You know.
Right. Exactly. And she said, you know what works for you, understandable.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. I just love
Thank
it
you.
because I'm glad that my platform can kind of help people to understand. Because you know what I realized? It's good when you read it and you do ask your doctor, but then to actually physically see someone else go through it. And you're like,
Yeah.
wow, wait a minute. I did feel that. I did. Oh, this was what was happening. So I am so happy that you were able to share this tonight. And I'm sorry I had you crying, but this is what Unplug is about.
It's
It brings
okay.
out everything. So
I
I'm
try
just,
to hide ugly cry face as much as possible.
oh, no, you're a beautiful person inside and out. And before we wrap it up, I told you this hour was just going to fly by.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, oh, my sickness starting to come down. I was like, it lasted me an hour. So do you have anything that you would like to say to anyone that is going through this or have gone through it? Like, what word of advice can you give them?
I would just say keep your head up, keep your faith in whatever you rely in, you know, and just keep pushing. Like eventually it clears up and it gets better. I mean, unfortunately, I have to take this medication for probably the rest of my life, but
Mhm.
I'd rather do that than go through what I went through 6 years ago. I don't ever want to go through that again. Like, I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. So just keep pushing. You'll make it through. I did.
That's wonderful. And Ming said, I learned a lot. I know what to look for in my clients. See? So
Yeah.
you out here teaching, honey, whether you're a doctor or not, people are now knowing. So if they do see it, like I said, I'm taking my son now because he did have some cradle cap when he was born,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't pay. I'm thinking it's eczema, but now I'm seeing it in other areas. I'm like, no, we need to go. So thank you for that. Because I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to make an appointment for him to make sure I'd rather be safe than sorry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was so great.
Yep.
I had such a good time. And your T said, let me not say, he said, feel
I,
better, sweetie. Thank you. Is
I
it
just.
me? Okay.
Oh, you. Look, 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 look. I thought she was asking me if I felt better. I love you anyway, sis. I love you.
Listen, I was feeling. Listen, I before I got on this show, I was at 101 fever, but I was like, I am not going to let it defeat me. I took that because one of my girlfriends told me about the Mucinex, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I took some of that, got that earlier, took some, and I started to feel it come down. So now that I got this done, I'm ready to go lay down and get myself together. But she said, I
Yeah.
love you too. So it was a great, great show. And I thank you so much for being on. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, next show is the very last show for this season. And then I'm going to close down for some weeks to get ready for season 2 because I'm tapping into mental health and I'm tapping into self-care. So it's going to be a pong back and forth. Next show is about men's health. I got a guest speaker on, great friend of mine's been friends for 10 years. He's going to share his story, and it's a story you do not want to miss. I'm telling you. You're going to want to be on here because men they don't go to doctors. So I'm just
Mm-mm.
so curious to know how he pushed through his journey, and we're going to figure this out. And Tamara said, night, night, ladies. Feel better. Thank you. Ming said, bye. Love you too, honey.
Love you.
I know one of my sis right here, she said, way to push through, sis. Great show, Queens. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
this is who Tanelia, she's the one that told me about the Mucinex earlier. And honey, I did get it. And it helped me. So now I'm about to go lay down and let it finish working because I was like, oh. So yes, thank you so much, everybody, for your support. This was a really great show. Thank you so much, Shayna. I love you so much. This is why you're my
No
best.
problem, boo. I love you too.
All right. Well, you can catch the show on YouTube in a few days. I'll upload it. And don't forget, December 28th, Men's Health. I want you to get this story because I'm telling you, we got to ask him some great questions. All right, hon. Yes, I sure
All right.
will. Y'all have a good night and thank you. You have been unplugged.